Hey there folks, Taylor T here back with another episode of SMS Gets to Know. This week we've got 3 Exits to Hattiesburg on, and I'll let these guys introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Benny. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Adam. I play drums and I'm the band's punching bag.
You really like that one.
Is that just actual punching bag, or just, the one that gets picked on?
Verbal punching bag.
Ah, yeah.
He likes to say that, yeah.
I just
he likes to say that because everybody jumps to, do you actually hit him? And, yeah, sometimes.
I mean, drummers get to hit stuff all day. They need to get hit too, so.
Keeps me in check.
Yeah.
Keeps me humble.
So how long have you guys been together?
It's coming up on 5 years, I think, mid-September. So, yes, I remember the date. The 20th, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, how could we forget?
But, yeah, we've been together for about 5 years. Known each other for 13 years, I think, now.
Since the 3rd grade.
Yeah, since 3rd grade. All of us, including Financio, who's not here today, we went to elementary school together, so we all knew each other.
Very cool.
Yeah, we got together that way.
Cool. And how did y'all pick a name?
A road sign.
A road sign?
Yeah, it's a really, because you don't see signs that say 3 exits to something or whatever. Yeah. It's usually next 3 exits. So we saw that sign and we're like, oh, okay, that's weird, and we made it to the list of potential band names. And
yeah, that's probably one of the hardest parts about being in a band is getting the name.
Yeah.
And finding that nobody else has the name, or everyone agrees on it. I've said to my wife, being in a band's like being in a relationship with 3 or 4 other people, and you gotta all agree and kind of compromise and all that. So band names are, an early indication of how well you're gonna be able to do that.
Yeah. Luckily, I think we got it on the first day because we narrowed it down to 6.
Yeah.
And I don't remember most of them, which is how we know this is a good one.
Yeah. I wasn't even on the road trip where y'all saw the sign. I wasn't even there.
Dude, it was Financio. It was just me and my dad.
Oh, yeah. Just came back and he was like, 3 Exits to Hattiesburg. And I was like, yeah, we'll roll with it.
Cool. So, from your beginnings to now, what have your influences been? The things that got you to, the bands that got you to play in the first place, and then the stuff that inspires y'all as a group collectively.
For me, what got me into playing was Green Day, because just the guitar was simple enough to where I could teach myself without having to go to lessons or anything. I figured out 3 or 4 chord songs and got into it that way. And they also definitely got me into songwriting, as well as bands like Blink-182. Bruce Springsteen and Tom Petty are also big, huge influences for me. And yeah, that's definitely my personal influence. And I think a big strength is as a band, we have different tastes, and they come together to create what we actually do. So,
yeah.
Adam, for example, you listen to.
Yeah, I've listened to stuff that's way different from that. Blink-182 and Travis Barker got me into playing drums. It's the reason I picked up a pair of drumsticks. But I eventually moved on to heavier metal, sort of way more energetic drums.
Right.
And even sprinkled bits of jazz band in there at points.
Yeah, I heard you when we were setting up. I heard you tinkling around with some kind of jazzier rhythms and things like that. So
yeah, I played in my high school jazz band for 2 years.
Cool.
So
we were the cool kids in school.
Yeah, come see our band at this venue with no AC. Come spend your Saturday night miserable.
Yeah, we all got to start there and do those shows. Yeah. So let's see. Y'all have just put a new album out recently. How long ago has that been? It's just been a few months, right?
It's been just a little over 1 month, I think. Now.
Okay, yeah, I know it's pretty close. Y'all want to tell us more about that, the writing process? How you feel you've grown since your previous releases?
Yeah, absolutely. The writing process is fairly simple. We just write on our own and then come together in the studio and put the stuff together. And so the final product is always done either in studio, or if we write the songs before we went into studio, live performances. We tested stuff out live and figured out what we liked and what we didn't. And I think lyrically and musically both, we grew a lot from our first release. Our first release was in high school. So we, we're a little less mature than now. Obviously, we're still not very, but to an extent, we were a little less mature, and I think we grew in how complex our writing was and how complex the lyrics, the instruments, all of it was just, I can't think of the word, like, expanded,
Yeah.
I guess, makes the most sense.
Yeah, definitely improved upon. Yeah, we were in high school. I had just picked up a pair of drumsticks like a year and a half before we recorded that album. So, and I was self-taught, so I didn't know anything anything good. This album really shows how we've evolved and musically matured, especially, and how much we've learned specifically since then.
And we actually got into like a real studio for our new album, which was really cool. We recorded it in Milford, Connecticut. So
nice.
We took a big long trip, and I go to school in Troy, New York. So I was just driving back and forth to Connecticut almost every weekend. And
very cool.
Fly up to do all the drums in a matter of 3 days.
That was a good trip.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast. So go ahead and wrap this up. I doubt y'all have any shows coming up, but is there any chance of that? Anything y'all are looking at maybe getting to play anywhere right now?
Not right now. Definitely.
Yeah, I know some places are and some aren't, and so it's kind of hit and miss. It's kind of a rough time to be a band wanting to do that live music thing. So
yeah, we had a couple shows over the summer, but I think between now and when COVID calms down a bit, at the very least, we're gonna just take the time to work on promoting our album and getting it heard, and just maybe working on new material, and hopefully sometime next year we'll be able to actually go on like a full-fledged tour again. We did that last year, and it'd be really cool to do it again.
And speaking of promoting, where can people find you on all the social media stuff, all the internets and those things?
Everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Deezer, as well as our website. You can find photos, videos, and a merch store where you can get physical copies of CDs. And we're working on new T-shirts like tomorrow. So we should have those out very soon. All
right, guys. Well, thank y'all for coming on. We'll be playing some of their songs in just a few minutes from their new album, and you can check that out coming up soon. Y'all have a good one.